stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, welcome to the Board of County Commissioners meeting for June 15th, 2021. Do we have citizen comments?
Nobody signed.
Nobody signed up. Okay. Ready? Well, then, we're going to have to recess as the Board of Commissioners and reconvene as the governing body for the Library Service District. Megan.
So this is the public hearing for the Coos County Library Service District budget. Just have to ask for any public comment.
Do we have any public comment on the Library Service District budget? I don't see anybody. Anybody on the phone? Hearing none? Okay.
And then next is the resolution adopting the budget, making appropriations, levying, and categorizing taxes for fiscal year 21-22.
Okay.
I move we approve resolution 21-05-097B.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Any discussion about that? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All righty.
And this one is a resolution asking for additional appropriations in the Library Service District Fund. We're getting in more tax money, prior year tax money, and I just need spending authority to pass it through to the
Okay.
libraries.
Motion?
Okay. I move to approve and sign resolution 21-06-113B.
A second? Okay. Discussion? Anyone? On the phone? Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we will adjourn as the Library Service District governing body and reconvene as the 4-H Extension Service body. Megan?
And this is the budget hearing for the 4-H and Extension Service District. Just have to ask for public comment.
Okay, is there any? Anybody on the phone? Hearing none? Okay, go ahead.
Next is the resolution adopting the budget, making appropriations, levying, and categorizing taxes for fiscal year 21-22.
A motion?
And I move we approve resolution 21-05-0982.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, discussion? Anyone? Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All righty. And we will adjourn as the 4-H Extension Service governing body and reconvene as the Board of Commissioners public hearing on Doris Hitcomb RFPD Fire Garage Project closeout. Yay!
Yeah. Taken a while, but the fire garage is complete, so we're completing the fire garage construction project, and that was for the Doris Sitcom Rural Fire Protection District. The project was funded with Community Development Block Grant funds and resulted in the successful completion of a new fire garage for the district. The location was 18022 Sitcom Lane, Myrtle Point, Oregon. It's estimated the project benefited at least 167 persons, of whom 57.5% are low or moderate income. Thanks to Caroline, she did a lot of work for us on that. And it's good to see the garage built and it's done, so we just need to see comments or questions from interested citizens.
Do we have comments or questions from interested citizens? Not everybody's jumping up at once here. I don't hear any. I don't see any either.
The county staff has worked ridiculously hard on this community development block grant. So
How many years?
thank you so much, Caroline, Megan.
5 at
Has it
least?
been 5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5, I think, yeah. Wow. It looks really nice. I was out there at the grand opening.
Better.
It's quite the building.
Right?
Mhm. Any other comments?
I was out there the other day, it was raining really heavy and the roof didn't leak, so it's really nice building that doesn't leak.
That's terrific. That's
Were
our
you-
standard here in Coos County.
Were
The
you
roof
inside
didn't
or
leak.
outside?
I was outside,
Oh, how do you know it didn't leak then?
I looked through the window.
Oh. Okay.
I think we should also mention the citizens from job in that area. They've done quite a job developing the area and providing nice amenities, not only just the fire hall, but their community center.
Yep,
So it's
everything,
a
the
nice
library.
partnership they've had with the county. So
yeah.
we
The,
keep their efforts as well.
yeah, they are a going concern, that group up there. Really do really good work. Okay, next, budget for the county. Item B.
So this is the Coos County budget hearing. We need to ask for public comments.
But I have a comment on the county budget, was balanced this year.
It's always a good start.
Yeah, usually. Too bad the feds don't have to do that. Never mind. Any comment, John?
No comments?
Okay.
I do have one thing to add
Well,
for the budget hearing.
I don't hear any other comments, so go ahead.
So there was a problem with the publication for the county budget hearing. The library and 4-H were fine, but the page that the county budget hearing was supposed to be on was missed when the paper went to the printer. So we just need to note for the record, it was supposed to be published on the 8th. It was published on the 11th. I sent the hearing notice to the world 3.5 weeks prior to publication date. I approved the proof on June 3rd. And like I said, the printer just missed a page, and I was notified the day of publication at about 1 o'clock that had occurred. It was a great day.
And you contacted Department of Revenue and they,
Yes, and I contacted Department of Revenue, and they said that because I made a good faith effort to get it published when it was supposed to be published and the paper messed up, that as long as we noted it in the budget hearing and on the publication, there's a note at the bottom that the paper said it was supposed to be published on the 8th, and it was their error. We will be fine.
okay, good. All righty. Anything else about that? All right, moving on to 5A, request approval of resolution 210597B, adopting the budget, making appropriations, levying, and categorizing taxes for 21-22.
I move we approve resolution 2105-097B.
I'll second.
Any discussion about that? On the phone? No?
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment. It amazes me that, I know there's always concern about how much our county does or isn't able to do, but our total budget is, what, $127 million?
Mhm.
And what we levy in taxes to support that budget and all of the things it brings to the citizens of this county in terms of roads and health and public safety is about $5.5 million.
It's about 6 now.
So, yeah, we have $5.5 million of taxes. We have $127 million worth of goods and services, primarily services, that we provide to citizens of the county. It's a pretty good investment, pretty good return on our taxpayers' money.
Any other discussion?
No. End of a
Okay.
long process. I appreciate all the
Yes.
work everybody did to get us here.
Okay. Any other discussion? Seeing none, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. 5B, request approval resolution for additional appropriations to Bandon Dunes Assessment Fund. Megan?
So during the budget process, we usually estimate a little bit low just to be safe. But when you get to the end of the year, you need the appropriations in order to pass this money through. So based on an estimation of what's going to come in for the fourth quarter, these are additional appropriations to make sure I have enough room to pass it through.
Okay, motion?
Move to approve resolution 21-06-112B.
And I second that.
Okay, any discussion about that?
Might be interesting for those in attendance to know what the increases are. Projected increases.
$250,000, $175,000 is what goes into the general fund, and $75,000 goes to the Coos County Tourism Work Group. And that's an estimate,
I know,
so,
that's indicative of what a great citizen Brandon Dunes is of our county, and how generous they are to us. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The totals are higher. These are just the increases
yes.
over what we
Yes.
have projected. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Anyway, I think I'm sure I'll use this word. Thank you.
Okay, any other discussion about that? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right. Next, 5C, request approval of resolution for distribution of tax foreclosed property sale proceeds. Megan?
So although our tax auction was canceled for the end of this fiscal year, we did have the postponed one from last year at the beginning of this fiscal year. So there was money to distribute to the taxing districts minus our admin expenses and what was carried over from the previous fiscal year.
Okay, motion?
Move to approve resolution 21-06-118B.
Second.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Moving on to 5D, request approval IGA with OHA and authorized chair to sign. Michael?
Thanks, Megan.
Hello, this is for the Public Health Department. It's our state contract with them to provide services.
Okay. Got a motion on that?
I move we approve the contract with OHA and authorize the chair to sign.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion about that? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, alrighty. 5E, request approval to buy out 3 enterprise lease agreements and authorize chair to sign. Michael?
Yeah, so we have several vehicles that we've leased, and we sold several vehicles, and we're going to use those proceeds to pay off the existing leases on 3 of these vehicles.
Okay. Have a motion for doing that?
Alright. I move to approve 3 bill of sale agreements for two 2019 Chevrolet Malibus and 1 2019 GMC Terrain SLE, and authorize the chair to sign.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion about that?
So will you still have any of the enterprise leases?
Yes, we
You
will.
do still have some?
Yeah.
How many does that put you down to?
I don't know.
Okay,
I can find out.
okay, thanks.
We gave it a good try.
We did, I just,
It didn't
Yeah.
work out the way we thought it was supposed to work out, so,
I just wanted to know how many were still out there.
yeah. All in favor?
Wait, Megan has an answer.
Oh, Megan, I'm sorry.
I have to sign these sales agreements via DocuSign, so I think it might need to be changed to authorize me to sign.
I will change my motion to authorize the chair or the treasurer to sign. How about that?
Okay, do I have a second on the,
Second
okay? Yeah,
Thanks. Thanks for
all in
catching.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. All righty.
And I would like to request a late agenda item for the equity plan from the state.
You have it in this stack here.
I have 5
I
copies.
mean, this is late. Okay.
Where do they go? And I have one that's signed by Dr. Lund and Anthony that the board chair or the chair of the Board of Health needs to sign as well.
Give me the original.
Okay,
Details, here's the copy.
sounds good.
And somehow I missed, what are we doing?
He would like to add this.
I know that, but
It's the
what's
equity
the,
plan.
This is
Thank you.
the equity plan on COVID,
Oh,
during vaccination.
okay.
So do we first need a motion to approve,
Yeah,
consideration of a late agenda item?
if you wouldn't mind.
And I so move.
And a second on the late.
I'll second.
Okay, now,
Aye.
late for wellness OHA grant 2606 equity plan submission.
Alright. I had reviewed this already last week and sent in comments, so.
Okay. I read it also. I didn't see any major changes.
For the benefit of those in the room, do you wanna read the background and description?
This is for the county to receive some funding, to increase vaccination rates and to, provide equity to people that don't necessarily have access, so via transportation or, for specific, indigenous groups. We have a plan that this covers, that we will go out to the community and different places, rather than having a large pod where people come in. We will go to neighborhoods, we will go to houses, we will have mobile units that will actually vaccinate people in their homes if need be. And then we're gonna use some of the funding for incentives as well as for people administering these pods. So this would be for other clinics, and then we are also using some of the funding for advertising as well as for specific places. Nancy Devereaux Center, I've been working with them. We've been working with Alan Ledesma for the Latinx population. We've been working with the tribes, see if they have anything. And also Abandoned Dunes, they have a large employee base, so we were gonna go out there as well.
Thank you. I move, we approve the vaccine equity plan and authorize the chair to sign.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, discussion?
So I was curious, this is the equity plan that's required to get the second half of the funding for vaccine incentives, correct? And then, would this also be the plan that would be required if we were to get to 65% vaccination, the one that the state's requiring in order to
Correct.
stay in low? Okay,
Yeah.
so it suffices for both purposes?
Yes,
Alright.
yes, and that's if we meet it before the state. Their deadline, I think, is June 21st. Last I heard Monday, we were at 55%, so that's 10,000, 10% more to hit there, so, more than likely, the state will reach 71st.
Yes, agreed.
Okay, any other discussion about this?
No, sir.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. 5F, request the
Thank you.
purchase of a trailer.
Thank you.
That one's for
Oh, that was pulled, okay, well, we don't need to do that one.
No trailer purchase.
All right. 5G, request approval of reclassification of Andrew Kilmer for forestry.
Good morning.
Morning.
Andrew Kilmer has been employed with the forestry office as Forest Tech 1 for 6.5 years and is currently at the top of his pay grade. Andrew's knowledge and, and experience is commensurate with the Forest Tech 2 position. Therefore, I feel reclassification to the Forestry Tech 2 more closely reflects the duties he currently performs and is appropriate. Request the board approve starting Andrew Kilmer at step 4 of the pay scale 415 effective July 1st, 2021. This reclassification is to step 4 for Andrew Kilmer would move him from pay grade 413 to 415, resulting in a monthly increase of $105 per month, which will impact the personnel services line and is included in the approved budget.
I move we approve signing resolution 21-06-01 -111P, reclassifying employee Andrew Kilmer to step 4 of pay grade 415 effective July 1, 2021.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, discussion?
And just for the sake of clarity, I mean, this reclass is being done because he is performing the duties of Forest Tech 2, and this did go past the budget committee and was, recommended for
That's
approval
correct.
and was included in the budget. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Thank you.
five H, request approval of resolution to transfer appropriations for parks. John Rowe.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, we want to transfer $15,000 from capital outlay equipment to put $5,000 into tourism and promotion. That's for our lodging tax, and $6,000 in the vehicle expense, and $4,000 into minor repair. That was mainly going to Riley.
Okay.
Okay, motion?
I move to approve and sign resolution 21-06-115B.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
It's that time of year.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I has been pulled. J. Request to declare asphalt paver as surplus, approval and auction to sell.
Yeah, it's our 1998 Barbara Green. We want to sell that. I mean, we'll keep it for a little bit while we make sure our new paver, which we get next week, is working properly. So,
Okay, motion?
I move to declare equipment number 524 as surplus and approve selling or auction.
Second.
Okay, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Alrighty.
that's it.
5K,
Thank
request
you.
approval of contract with CFPA, authorized Captain Fabrizio to sign, or the sheriff.
Good morning.
Good
Hello,
morning.
Captain?
This is IGA, part of the infrastructure upgrade project, and really the bottom line of it is it's allowing us access into CFPA sites so that when we take over the majority of maintenance, especially the preventative maintenance, we can get in there and clean it up and get it working. And then we'll similarly have access to our site so that their guys can clean our stuff up. So just asking to have this IGA approved between CFPA and Coos County, and have me as the signatory. The other signatory is Mike Robson, the district
Mhm.
manager for CFPA.
Okay, motion please.
I move we approve the maintenance contract between CFPA and Coos County and approve Captain Fabrizio of the Coos County Sheriff's Office as the signatory for the maintenance agreement.
Have a second?
Second.
Discussion? This all is part of the 911 enhancement that people voted on.
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Request approval of reclass for Jeffrey Edsel, County Assessor Steve Jansen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Get by.
Moving kind of gingerly there.
Yes. Hey, the knee is great. PT kicks my caboose.
Behind it.
The first item, we're requesting board approval to reclassify Jeff Edsel as a property appraiser 1 to a property appraiser 2, effective the 1st of July. He's our commercial and industrial appraiser. Been doing the job for a year and doing exceptionally well. So it was included in our budget for 21-22.
Okay, motion, please.
I move we approve reclassification of Jeffrey Edsel to step 1 of the property appraiser 2 position effective July 1, 21.
You have a second?
And do you want to state the resolution number 2, John?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It wasn't in the motion, but
Uh,
2106-102P
where'd you find that?
on the next page.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, there we are. All right, yeah, we'll include resolution number 2106-102P.
All right, thank you. Second.
Thank you.
Alrighty, discussion.
I'll just ask you the same questions that I asked Lance. He is doing the duties of a property appraiser too, as you mentioned.
Yes, yes. With anticipating the vacancies and retirements, he's going to be doing that.
And this was run by the budget committee and approved. Thank you very much.
Now, you said he's doing the commercial and industrial?
Yes.
Normally that's a 3.
And he's an instructor of it, and generally the way we do it, the first year is a training year. Jeff was hired off the street with no further experience.
But apparently he's excelling.
He's doing exceptionally well.
Yeah.
And we anticipate probably coming back to see you about moving him to Appraiser 3.
Okay. All right. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. All right, the request approval to purchase 3 Surface Pro tablets. Steve?
The assessor's office needs 3 tablet computers. That's what our field appraiser use. To replace ones that are currently failing. Total cost of the 3 Surface Pro is $27,067 each, for a total of $6,236.90. Tablets are the interface that our field appraisers are using with the AirCats camera system. We have the ability to take photographs and use GLF in the field. Just about to take that up and finally revert them. However, as the warranty runs out on these things, they think they're a month after the warranty expired. They have further amendments. 3 they're looking at replacing in the same block of parts, it's the same group. And this failing is the display cost more to replace the display and then install it in there.
Okay, motion?
I move to approve purchase of 3 Surface Pro tablets for the assessors department.
A second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
We would like to especially thank Laura Taylor finding these. As we have in the fiscal year, it's tough to find argumental items like this. She beats bushes and was told sorry, was stuck in the road. And she beat one in the bushes and through effort with Susan W. And John Waters, our representative, she found it. He did such a good job from 2 blocks and 3 that didn't went through.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All righty, 5N, request
you,
approval to
Steve.
hire help desk manager, step 4 IT, Darius.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Hi, Dennis.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I'm requesting approval to hire candidate Nikki Goebel, the help desk manager position to replace Laura, who we heard was so undertaken. She can make very difficult to replace. Nikki has spent 16 years at Stanford, 14 and a half years at Stanford University, and a year and a half at the Stanford Healthcare. All of which in IT. She has an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, and a master's degree, all focused in IT studies. She will be able to come in and very quickly get acclimated, and I think given her experience and background, she's going to be able to add improvements and process improvements that are going to make us way more efficient. The local candidates, we just couldn't find the experience we needed. It would have taken a lot of training to get them up to speed. I think Nikki can get up to speed very quickly. She is relocating from California, and so the salary difference was a bit of a shock. But we were able to. She said if we could get to step 4, she thinks she can make that work.
Okay.
All right, motion?
I move to approve hiring at step 4 of pay scale 702.
Second.
Okay.
Sounds like a great candidate.
Yeah, thanks.
Her
Excited.
experience is excellent, and I think working at a university in the healthcare environment is going to give her the skill set she needs to keep our users happy and get their failures and their incidents resolved.
Kurt?
Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Thanks, Terrace.
Thank you.
5O, request reclass for Julia Day, Community Corrections. Yeah, you can pinch hit for him, I guess.
Good morning, this is request board approval to reclassify Julia Day to assistant teacher for 2022 pay grade, 301 step 2 effective July 1, and sign resolution 2106-101P. This increase was budgeted for in the 2021-2022 budget in the community corrections budget. And the funds will be funded through the State of Oregon Criminal Justice Commission JRA grant funds.
Okay, motion.
Move to approve resolution 2106-101P.
Second.
Okay, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All righty. And 5P, request approval amendment 1 to temporary vacation hour policy. Caroline.
Yes, on March 18, 2020, the board approved a temporary policy, we called it amendment number 1 in response to the coronavirus pandemic, allowing employees currently assigned to duties related to the COVID-19 outbreak to go beyond their maximum vacation accruals for a period of 1 year. Now we are requesting the board approval to extend the waiver on that maximum vacation accruals until March 31, 2022. This actually only affects 2 employees, but I just don't know what else to do with them because they have been unable at this point to take vacation each time to get their accruals below. But we are working very diligently on trying to resolve that.
Okay.
Okay, motion.
I move approval of resolution 2106-117L.
Second.
Okay, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All righty. Page 2, which doesn't happen very often. 5Q, request amendments to appointments to Accident Review Board.
Yes, so the current county vehicle policy calls for an accident review board to review all county accidents. At this time, there's no accident review board to review accidents. And the accident review board shall have at least 3 members, including a person with experience in accident investigations and management representative.
Okay,
Okay.
I have a motion.
I would make a motion, but I'm not sure who we're recommending for appointment.
I don't know either. So,
I'd be more comfortable if
This is a little
were
thing-
actually appointing someone.
is
Right.
this a
We're
little more
already, this seems like we're endorsing,
premature?
something that is already in place.
3 ghost
But
representatives?
we need who has filled these positions in times past? Or have we not?
I don't think we
done
ever
that?
Never had one.
I don't, there's.
We
hasn't
did
been
like
one
a
since
long time ago.
Yeah.
It's been probably 15 years since they actually.
Maybe come back with some
The
volunteers.
sheriff
or
looks to me
whatever.
like he wants that spot.
Yeah, Craig's
They have one
jumping
in the
up and
sheriff's
down there.
office, I think, that,
We've done these, we started some 40 years ago, all actually for reviewed by a board. Obviously to determine if there's responsibility and also what we can do to avoid and keep track. And it has worked very well over the years.
So who do you have on your accident review board, Sheriff?
What's that?
Who is on your accident review board?
Normally what we have is we have one administrator, one line supervisor, and at least one line officer.
Mhm. So, I would propose, Jessica from Rhodes and Charity and a volunteer from the sheriff's office. Do we have one? Thank you, Sheriff.
Hear that? I second that. What was that a motion?
Yes.
I
I
guess
move to
so.
appoint Jessica Johnson, Charity Train, and Sheriff Zanny to the Accident Review Board for the county.
Second.
All right, well, we got that straightened out. Any other discussion about that delicate matter? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All righty, 5R, request approval of contract amendment with Able Insurance. Nathaniel.
this is the amendment to extend the term of the personal services contract with Able Insurance through the 2021-2022 fiscal year.
I move to approve and sign the
Mhm.
contract amendment, with Able Insurance through the 2021-2022 fiscal year.
Second.
Okay, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All righty. 5S, request approval of Predator Damage Control District recommended changes for fiscal year 2020, County Council Nathaniel.
The Predator Damage Control District has recommended changes for the participating landowners for the 2021-2022 year as set out in the attached resolution, and has completed its Form LB50 to be submitted to the Coos County Assessor pursuant to Oregon Laws Chapter 650 Section 72A. The board must certify the information submitted by the district.
Okay. Do a motion?
Do you recall what the existing rate was, or the rate that this will replace is?
I do not.
All right, I move, we approve the recommended charges for the 21-22 year for the Predator Damage Control District, and direct the district to submit its Form LB50 to the Coos County Assessor.
Do a second? Okay, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All righty. 5T, request approval of Wildlife Services Cooperative Service Agreement and Work and Financial Plan Finance. Megan?
So this is the agreement between the county and USDA APHIS Wildlife Services Service Agreement and Work and Financial Plan to actually do the work on the Predator Damage Control District, and the county also needs a portion of it out of the contract.
Okay, motion?
I move to approve the work and financial plan and authorize the chair to sign.
Second.
Okay, any discussion about that? All in favor?
Aye.
All righty.
No, I appreciate the work they do. Their overhead rate drives me a little crazy. That's what I was thinking.
All right. Got a motion for the consent calendar.
I move we approve the consent calendar.
All righty, do I have a second?
Second.
All in
Aye.
favor? Yes? Yes,
Aye.
yes, yes. Apparently, we have a handful of late agenda items.
I move to add 4 late agenda items.
Second.
All righty, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So the first one I have is recognition of Corporal Delbert Luttrell. And I will read you the resolution 2106-120C recognizing Corporal Delbert Luttrell. In the matter of recognizing Delbert Luttrell for his Marine Corps service during World War II. Now before the Board of Commissioners setting regularly for the transaction of county business on June 15th, 21, in the matter of Marine Corporal Delbert Luttrell embarked upon a tour in World War II of unprecedented military battles. Whereas Corporal Delbert Luttrell served in honor on the 4th Marine Division during World War II, whereas Corporal Delbert Luttrell served in the invasion of Marshall Islands, invasion of Saipan, invasion of Tinian, invasion of Iwo Jima, and the invasion of Okinawa. Now therefore be it resolved that we, the County Board of Commissioners, recognize Corporal Delbert Luttrell for his outstanding service during World War II. So I need a motion to accept that resolution.
I move we approve resolution 2106-1206.
I will second.
Amazing record.
Yeah.
It's amazing he made it through all of those. Those were all major battles, including Iwo Jima, where he was at near. I had some pictures that I saw of actual flag raising.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He wasn't.
If I recall correctly,
He wasn't.
Luttrell celebrated his 18th birthday during the battle of Iwo Jima.
Yeah. But he was there in the flag raising, and he just passed his last January 1st at 90-some years old. It's too bad we didn't know about it earlier. We could have recognized him when he was still here. But one of the copies of the resolution will go to his spouse who's still living. Okay, thank you. Their support,
Aye.
oh, aye, I'm sorry, I was get to thinking about him and everything. We need a letter of support for CCD.
Yes.
Melissa?
And that is mine. CCD, Business Development Corporation, is applying for the Community Navigator Pilot Program, and they represent Coos, Curry, and Douglas counties. Douglas County and Curry County have already both approved letters of support. I believe it was last Thursday they both approved them. And they're just asking all three counties to do a letter of support. I will mention during the pandemic, CCD has really done a great job of working with businesses to get out a lot of the funding that we've received.
I have no idea what we would have done without their help in distributing the money. We just aren't geared up to do that, and they did it so well.
I agree.
Very appreciative of their effort.
Yeah.
It was gone in just a couple hours.
Yeah, and I've
over
talked to
$1
other
million.
counties that are still having trouble getting their funding out.
And
It was over $1
I think
million
they were
and gone.
allotted by the state, and we were, as were we, for
Yeah.
getting the money out quicker.
Yeah. They made us look good. So this is a letter of support for them to basically continue on with this kind of work through the Community Navigator Pilot Program, which would allow them to be a hub.
Okay.
So I move to approve the letter of support for CCD for the Community Navigator Pilot Program.
Second.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All righty. PEG Broadcasting Subscription Agreement. We need an approval for the subscription agreement.
I move we approve the subscription agreement with PEG Broadcasting.
No second?
I'll second. There's no, what's the amount?
Doesn't say. You're just gonna fill it in later, right? Uh-huh.
6240, thank you.
6240.
In the
Said
amount of
anything.
Huh?
Said he should have come up with a higher number.
I know.
Do a second on the 6240?
I will second. $6,240.
Any other discussion about PEG Broadcasting Agreement? I don't see anything left out, so all in favor?
Aye.
Alrighty, approval of purchase real property and delegation of signing authority to county forester.
Okay, so we submitted a bid on a 1,110 acre piece of property and also a 180 acre section. The bid on the 1,110 acre piece of forest land was $6,200,000. I neglected. I thought I replaced this with the corrected number. It says $6,300,000 on that, so that's actually $6,200,000. The forest land is located adjacent to a block of county forest land that we already have. The county has received notice that the bid on the forest land was the high bid for the 1,110 acre piece. In order to complete the transaction, the board must approve the purchase of the forest land and authorize the county forester to execute all documents necessary to complete the purchase. Everything will be done in consultation with council's office as far as agreements. There's also a deposit is required to be paid, and that will come out of the county forest reserve fund. And so the motion needs to be amended to make reference to $620,000 as opposed to $630,000. I'll make sure that the order bears that correction. And it's correct. I think I didn't replace the copies.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I move we approve order 2106-032L.
I'll second.
Okay. In the amount paid.
Oh. In the amount of $620,000.
Sure.
Amendment?
Yep.
Okay, discussion? Might add that we're trying to increase the county forest to increase money that would help in the general fund, trying to keep up with inflationary costs. This extra 1,110 acres will help us do that. and not, hopefully ever, try and raise county property tax. As you know, property tax doesn't even cover the cost of the jail, let alone all the other general fund departments, including the sheriff's office, the regular patrol, dispatch, all that stuff. Yes, ma'am?
And it improves our self-sufficiency and stability,
On
which
and
are
on
always
and on,
goals.
yeah. All the general fund departments are us, commissioners, sheriff, dispatch, civil, dog, assessor, clerk, survey, planning, DA's office. How many have I left out?
There's one in the back of the room.
Keep walking.
That was sort of on purpose to see if I got a reaction.
And yet, you forgot maintenance too. He's also
Maintenance.
back there.
Everyone in the room was
I don't know if you mentioned,
forgotten.
this particular piece of property is high site, is all site 1 and site 2, which means it's very productive forest lands.
The very best ground.
It's the very best ground there is. It, as Bob mentioned, is contiguous to a 5,000-acre block that we currently own. It sits in the vicinity of Laverne Park. It's 18 miles from our county forest office and 18 miles from one of our biggest customers, Roseburg Forest Products. So it's pretty easy logging terrain. This is a very, very good purchase.
And if the commissioners, et cetera, in the late 40s and 50s hadn't had the foresight to actually make a county forest, this county wouldn't be recognizable with the amount of costs that we have today. We couldn't do this. And so we're trying to add to that to make the county a little stronger.
I know sometimes people question the wisdom of the counties being in the business of owning forest lands. I used to share that feeling until I did the math. If one of the private forestry companies owns the lands, but what the county gets in taxes from those lands each year is per acre is in the range of 40 to 50 cents per acre per year. Our county forest provides, it varies up and down depending on the market, but it runs about $3 million of profit a year on 15,000 acres. That's $200 per acre per year that our county forest provides us, as opposed to 40 to 50 cents per acre per year if it's privately owned.
You might,
It's a good investment for the county.
you might add that's all managed by 4 people total. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, commission reports. Who wants to be first? Oh, sheriff has a late also. I've forgotten. He has a fingerprint machine I think he wants.
I apologize for this being late, I haven't figured out where we lost this, but.
Is this included in the approval consideration of late?
I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know about it. It wasn't on us. On head 4.
Hmm?
I didn't know about it.
Oh,
I think we specified a number.
I
I'm not
said
sure
4.
if it included that.
okay, so
Just
late
for the record, I
again.
would approve consideration of another late agenda item.
There's a
Well,
second.
first, anyone else? No? All right, I'll second.
All right, all approved?
Yeah.
Aye.
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 All right,
Late
sheriff,
late.
please.
Recently, we were notified our current machine, fingerprint machine is no longer supported by the manufacturer as end of life. Since this machine is not upgradable, we must purchase a new one in order to continue fingerprinting offenders. Currently, we found out the state had been receiving prints recently, which brought this to light. We would like to purchase a new machine from Ingenia, formerly Morpro Trust USA, as they are already set up to interface with our jail management system, enforced. A sole source letter for the fingerprint system is included with the agenda item. Funding source is 001 1601-423.60-01. The request is approval to purchase the fingerprint station, which includes a 1-year warranty from Virginia, an amount not to exceed $18,855, and a drop of sole source finding.
I move approval of the purchase of the fingerprinting machine.
Second.
Okay, any discussion about that?
Let's say and adopt sole source findings as well.
And the docs,
I'm fine with that.
Discussion, okay. Any discussion about the fingerprint machine? None, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we can do fingerprints again. Okay, commissioner reports, unless somebody has another late. Who wants to go first?
John does.
Okay, I'll do it. We're pretty well along and completing more improvements to the Twisty Run bike trail. Our usage out there has been way more than we ever dreamed it would be. We have a grant this year, Melissa obtained for addition of what, 5 more miles?
7, I think.
7 more miles. That will bring us right up to the 30-mile mark, which I think was our original goal. The popularity of the facility is such that we've had to increase the size of the parking lot and add a restroom out there. And we were able to fully fund the restroom purchase. It comes with a pre-assembled concrete building that has to be set in place. The county did all the work amongst forestry, roads and parks, worked together on it. TSOC, Travel Southern Oregon Coast, organization sponsored by Abandoned Dunes, granted us the $42,000 for this and other improvements made in that area. So that was good, that got set in place. Riley Ranch, we're doing the finishing touches, putting the finishing touches on an additional 34 high-end RV parking spots, several of them, quite a few of them, pull-through spots. That hopefully will be done this week, and so that'll be a great addition to that park. It's the, in terms of earning money, it's the one that really helps us the most of all the parks in the county. Melissa and I met with, passed a budget for the Coos County Urban Renewal District. It's a urban renewal district on the North Spit. And we had a meeting regarding the Oregon Coast Trails. Melissa is in charge of completing the trail here on the Southern Oregon coast from where to where?
I'm the convener. From just north of Reedsport all the way to the California border.
To the coast. And,
Yeah.
somehow or another, I got appointed to the section between Cape Arago and Bandon.
It's his enthusiasm for it. It's irreplaceable.
Thank you.
I detect a note of utter enthusiasm on John's part.
I know.
No, I think it's a great, it's just a big project. And
It's a huge
we
project.
advertise it to tourists around the United States, and it's pretty hard to find the trail. Virtually isn't much of it there, and so defining the trail and providing signage and improving where the trail is now, upgrading where it is, I think is a worthwhile cause. It's a nice addition to attracting tourists to this area. I know that if you compare it to the Pacific Crest Trail that runs the length of the country along the Cascades and the Sierras, it's very popular. A couple of years ago, I met some people who had come out to hike that trail, and it was ablaze in too many spots, so they decided to do the Oregon Coast Trail. And time finding it. I found them walking along the road. Bedraggled and elderly, and gave them a ride through a park, and they just got lost on this trail that's advertised as being a trail. And it's by and large not.
Right. It's still more a concept, I think, than an actual trail.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah,
some segments that are more done than others.
that's all I have.
All right. We just got done with Association of Oregon Counties meetings, and the way we have it spaced out now, you can kind of attend all the committee meetings if you want, and those are still happening virtually, except for public safety and finance and governance, which both met in person, as well as the Association of Oregon Counties Legislative Committee and the AOC board. It's an interesting time because we're at the end of the legislative session, which is really winding down. So normally during legislative session, we spend a lot of time talking about bills, but we're near the end, and the projection is that sine die will probably happen before July 1st. So that's good. It's been a weird legislative session. I think everybody's trying to figure out how to navigate it. But still, there's bills coming in. The Justice, I'm trying to know what they're calling that bill, but 2002, the one that makes changes to parole and probation, and that is still actually in play. And I don't think that our predator damages bill is done yet either. And
I don't think it is
yeah,
either.
and we don't know where that's going to go. It's still in Ways and Means. So
It's not our bill, it's people that really are opposing much predator damage control period
yes,
that keep tweaking these bills to reduce their effectiveness from the standpoint of livestock, to increase their, to the detriment of predators.
yeah. I mean, several of the animal rights organizations, Humane Voters of Oregon, and I know there's others. I'm going to apologize for just calling them out. But they have had concerns. They've wanted to get rid of coyote hunts over in eastern Oregon, and had a bill to get rid of fishing derbies. And now we're looking at wildlife damages bills, and they're concerned about whether there's enough focus on non-lethal methods of predator control. So that bill is still out there in play, and there's several others I think that we still care about and would like to see get across the finish line, but not sure what'll happen. As John mentioned, we approved the budget for the Coos County Urban Renewal Agency, and led a National Association of Counties Energy, Environment, and Land Use Leadership call. We're getting ready for resolutions in there which impact the federal policy lobbying that NACO does. And I was surprised we actually have 27 resolutions and a platform change that have all been submitted. And I cross-claimed one yesterday on the National Flood Insurance Program and the biological opinion, which is coming up again. Representative DeFazio got that stopped for a while, but it is moving forward again, and it could dramatically impact your ability to get flood insurance in Coos County if you're trying to build within 100 yards of a floodway. Without actually even looking at elevation, you would be required to do the work to prove that your house is on a cliff above a stream instead of being directly next to it. I had an Energy Trust of Oregon board meeting, and the Water Board is also working on its budget. I always like seeing how other agencies do their budget, because the county, I always think that we demand more out of our budget committee than any other agency in Coos County. Our budget committee, does the hands-on work and comes in, and they devote a lot of time to what they do with us. So we really appreciate them, and I like watching how other agencies budget, so we could see if we could improve what we're doing. White Cedar Days is happening this year, which they're going to have their parade on July 3rd in the morning. And then the 3A and 4A basketball tournament looks like it's coming to Coos Bay, North Bend, June 24th and 25th. And we got an email from the White House this morning actually encouraging 4th of July celebrations and saying, send your emails about what you're doing for 4th of July to recognize the end of the pandemic. So
You don't have to have your permit from the White House to eat a hot dog?
you wouldn't get one anyway.
Oh.
Hot dogs aren't good for you, Bob.
Tongue in cheek here.
And that's it for me. Thanks.
Mostly I was on vacation, but last Saturday I participated in a 3-hour phone conference with the Oregon Anglers Association Board, which is highly concerned about the return, or not return of salmon to the Oregon coast. In fact, you may probably know that there will be no salmon fishing at all in the Cokeville River this fall. 0. And maybe on the Siletz and maybe on the southern side as well. There's a lot of discussion about the dramatic reduction in hatchery releases of salmonids throughout the coast through the state and the federal government. So there's 65,000 members now in less than a year working on that particular problem. I'm working with ODF&W and Army Corps to try and bring back the salmon to the coast. Makes a big difference to our economy in the summertime and late fall. I made note that my wife and I, and part of the time our son who met us in Salt Lake, we went through Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, South Dakota, Montana, Idaho. While we didn't go looking for them, we did not see one homeless encampment of a single person in all of those states. It was rather dramatic. Kind of this sporadic use of face masks here and there, but generally not. It was very, very, very dramatic not seeing homeless camps like you do in Washington, Oregon, California. It was just stark difference. Now, there's a whole lot of reasons why that may be going on here rather than there, but it was, yeah, it got our attention right away. And with that, anything else?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Thank you all. We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Now, the marathon signing. Oh, Bobby, the phone, what, you got